So, you've got a business idea and it's in your head, or it's scribbled on a napkin, or it's in a folder on your desktop that's labeled My Next Big Idea, and you don't know what to do next. You haven't launched because you're just not sure where to go from here. There's a lot of bad information out there for you, like how to start an LLC and how to get insurance and how to get funding and this, that, and the other. And all of those things are things that are going to happen, but not yet. Let's walk through the first 4 steps that I think you should take before launching any idea. Let's go. The first step in my mind is market research. There are really not that many brand new ideas out there. So, truthfully, somebody has probably already came up with something that is very close to what it is that you want to do, or maybe the exact same thing that you want to do. I highly suggest that you do some research. Has it already been done? Was it successful? If it was done, has it been done maybe in a different area and you're going to bring it here? Like there's a ton of ways that you can just basically jump on the internet, search your idea and see if anyone else has already done it. And don't stop just because somebody has. That doesn't mean anything. It could be that they did it and it worked in their area, so now you need to bring it over here. Or maybe they did something that was very, very close to what you wanted to do, and then you need to change it just a little bit and it was successful. So this is usually the first step that I take in making sure that the idea that I want to do is something that can be done. Look around, see if somebody else has done it. If they have and they were successful, well, that's proof of concept. If you can't find anything that's exactly the same, you can do like a minimal viable product, an MVP. So, what you can do is come up with a micro version of what it is that you want to do, and then essentially try to launch that. Go out and give that away either for free or for super cheap, or as a favor, in lieu of some reviews or some honest feedback, and then treat that honest feedback as a proving ground as to whether or not you think that what you want to do can be done and is actually something that you can make a business out of. In step number 2, it is time to create a roadmap. Now, this step should not be missed. You're going to create a roadmap, and by roadmap I mean business plan. There are a ton of templates out there. Go to the internet, find yourself a template, or better off, use AI to make your roadmap for you. So basically, what you're going to do is you're going to pull up your favorite AI platform and you're going to say, hey, this is my idea. I'd like to create a business plan. Can you ask me a series of questions which will result in a business plan for this? And it's going to walk you through the steps in the process. There are several things that should be inside of your business plan. So make sure that you go to a template that makes sense. There are going to be things inside of a business plan about your SWOT analysis. There are going to be things about market research. There are going to be things about viability of the product and making sure that it is something that can be done. And you're going to go through a bunch of different things to make sure that this business does actually make sense. Step number 3 is funding. It is going to be very difficult if you want to have a business if you don't have some sort of funding for it, if you don't have some sort of situation to where you can actually pay for it. Now, this does not mean that you need to start filling out loan paperwork. This just means that you have to have a plan. Number 1 is you need to have the time for it. That doesn't really cost you any money, but you need to make sure that this is something that you have the time that you can put into this side hustle or this new business that you're going to put into. You need to make sure that you have the capital. I like to call it a war chest. You need to make sure that you have money on hand to buy whatever it is that you need. Even if you're just taking notes for a living, you're going to need a notebook and some pens. So make sure that you have the idea of what funding that you need. I'm not talking about going out and looking for the right bank. I'm not talking about going out and looking for a small business loan or talking to your local SBA. Be in the right place financially to start this business. Now, step number 4 in my mind is the tactical retreat. Okay, so we are going to zoom out at this point, and this is somewhat difficult to do. So you might want to find an accountability partner or an actual partner, or maybe talk about it with somebody that you trust, and walk through this entire process. It's helpful if you try to explain what your business idea is to somebody who doesn't have any idea what you're thinking about. So you have to basically walk them through step one all the way to launch. You have to talk about what the business is going to be and maybe even the great 5-year plan. In doing so, in taking that tactical retreat and taking that zoom out moment, you are really kind of looking at the overall plan and saying, okay, do I really think that this is something that I can do? It also is a great way to figure out, what did you miss? What are some things that you didn't see maybe whenever you started the planning phases of this? And you can go back and start over again if you need to and put those new pieces back into it. It doesn't have to be a long period. I'm not saying put your dreams on hold for the next 2 years. I'm saying take a moment, take a little bit of time, step way back from this, take a look at it, make sure that it's what you thought it was going to be before you actually get into the launch, which is probably the next phase. That's when you're going to start looking for the LLC and the lawyers and the funding and talk to your banks and all those other things. But we're not there yet. We're still at a stage where we want to make sure that we have all of our ducks in a row before we get to that point. So that is it. We have walked you through all 4 steps that I think that you should get to before you even get to the launch phase, before you get to the point to where you've taken on any actual risk at this stage, except for maybe your time. You are figuring out, is this a viable product? Is it something that you think that you can do for a long term? Is it something that's going to work? And you've taken the time to get to this point. So I really do think that you have a plan now and 4 steps that you can probably do within a week to make sure that this is the right idea for you. Let me know in the comments if it helped. Let me know what stage you're in. Let me know what your thought processes are. And if you need some help, please reach out. I am a business coach and I help people with this section of their business all of the time. I help with all sections of business, but this one is one of my favorites because it's really the idea phase. You get to talk about strategy a lot and stuff. So if you need help, my website is below. Put some time on my calendar. The first little bit of it is absolutely free to you, and I'd love to hear from you. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.